Hey, good morning, good morning. Hey, it's been a while and I apologize. You know what? Life happens and sometimes we got to take priorities. And I got to tell you guys should do the same. Make sure that you guys find out what's important in life. But listen, a lot of stuff has been happening in the last few days. By the way, I am putting up a interview, or let me rephrase it. Louis from Nuke the Fridge is putting up an interview from that we did with Rob Liefeld. Okay, and it's a great interview that we did with Kelvin from Splash Reports, about an hour long. The whole thing is going live later today. But listen, I just wanted to touch base with something, and this has nothing to do with entertainment news that I normally talk about. But this is something that's been breaking for the truth is, for the last few years, since about 2017, and it has to do with the topics of like UAP and UFOs. And while some people still kind of goof off with it and ooh, eerie, scary aliens, or they play the X-Files music and all that stuff, a lot of organizations, news organizations, are taking it a bit serious, whether it's Politico, New York Times, and the latest is News Nation, which is a smaller company, but they did post for the last week. They kind of teased an interview with a David Grusch, who was literally an intelligence officer for the U.S. government till literally like a month or two ago. This is the guy that would hand the president daily briefings. Okay, so this guy is not a wacko. He's not a crazy guy. He's not a kid in Vegas who probably made up a story about aliens in his backyard. This is a guy that knows his shit, and it's crazy because the interview is insane. I'm expecting that there's probably be more of it. So. In a nutshell, this guy is saying that for the last 90 years, since 1933, at least, humanity has had confirmation of extraterrestrial. They prefer to calling it NHIs, like, which I believe stands for non-human intelligence. Okay, they're not necessarily saying they're extraterrestrial. They don't know what they are, right? And that's where it's kind of creepy, right? This is where it's kind of creepy because exactly what are they? Are they, are they ETs or are they angels and demons? Okay. But there's a lot of information going out there, and it's really hard to go through what's real and what's not. What we know for sure is that according to this guy, and again, this guy is the real deal. He's not, a wacko, okay? He's not one of these lone gunmen from the X-Files TV series. His name is David Grusch, and he clearly says that he's been given updates directly by the people involved in the UFO cover-up, that we have a bunch of vehicles, intact vehicles, crash vehicles, that back in right after World War II, we took one that Italy had, because Italy had gotten one back in 1933. And obviously, if there's vehicles, that means that there's also pilots that have been recovered. So no doubt that if all this is true, this is a bit, it's world changing, okay? Because if we're able to confirm that there really is aliens or non-human intelligence, another intelligent beings out there, that kind of changes. Now, for a lot of us have always believed, okay, possibly, maybe, but we kind of put it off to the side because we're like, okay, of course, the world's this, the universe is this huge, and of course there has to be something. But there's a lot of information coming out. So if you guys have any interest, literally, hashtag UFO Twitter, search it. There's tons of articles. But be careful, because there's a lot of stuff that sometimes gets stuck in there that's not real, or people trying to pull hoaxes. And one of them would be, all appearances are the kid in Vegas. It looks like that might most likely be bullshit. Yes, there was probably like a meteor or something landing, and then he kind of tied this in together, whatever it might be. Who knows? Maybe we're wrong, and there was 2 8-foot aliens, hanging out in his backyard. I don't know. All right. But the one thing for certain is that there is a lot of true information coming out, to the point where the Congress has even passed these whistleblower protection laws. That way, anybody who works for Northrop or Boeing, anyone who might be involved with these legacy projects. Now, the interesting thing is, post this interview, the guy who did the interview, I believe you pronounce his name, Ross Coulthart, okay? This guy has been around a long time. He's the one that kind of co-wrote that piece on the New York Times about 5 years ago with Leslie Kean about the Tic Tac videos and everything that was happening with the Navy and stuff like that. So look, there's a lot of information out there. But again, Ross came out post the interview from yesterday and is saying that that he knows for a fact that besides David Grusch, there was other people that have firsthand knowledge that did talk to the Congress, that they also gave an update. So if this is true, we should be hearing more about it soon. This might be a big year for disclosure, but exactly what disclosure will be, obviously, that's what we don't know, right? Is disclosure going to be, happening in the next week? Are they going to announce that, yeah, we have vehicles? Are they going to announce that they have alien bodies or non-human intelligence beings bodies recovered? Who knows? But there's a lot of information out there. So listen, stay tuned. I think that we're going to start covering this a little bit because obviously this is something that would be, yes, tied into pop culture, but obviously tied into humanity as a whole. Okay? Alrighty, so listen, we'll talk some more. Be good. And stay tuned. We're posting an interview on Nuke the Fridge today with Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool. Thank you. Take care.